distal, buccal, mesial. Now what we're forgetting is the distal interproximal, right? So you have to make sure distal, buccal, mesial. But if you need to get interproximal, you need to get the distal, straight distal, right? So distal, go all the way on the distal of the molar to get a little bit sub, buccal, mesial. Up again like a probe, distal, buccal, mesial. And then you get the distal interproximal, okay? Distal, buccal, mesial. So what does the handle do?
Turns that way.
Right? Up again, right? So the handle never goes towards the lingual.
Right.
The handle always stays here, and then you're pivoting and you're rolling. You pivot to get the distal, and then you roll into the interproximal space. You pivot to get the distal, and then you roll into the interproximal space. So your handle can go up and down, but not towards you or towards the lingual. So distal, buccal, mesial. Pivot up, and you get the distal line angle, the buccal, and then you go into the mesial, okay? Now watch my fulcrum, because my fulcrum is going to move, okay? Depending on where you are, okay? If you have an extraoral fulcrum, you know, you're going to want to move your, because if you have an extraoral fulcrum, and you have to be careful that you're not putting too much pressure on the patient's hand. But when you have an extraoral fulcrum and you're moving, you tend to be stuck in one place. So you have to make sure that you're pivoting up, because you have to pivot up to get to the distal and to the mesial, right? So you're not just, this is comfortable. It's like, wow, this is so comfortable, me being right here, right? But then when you have to pivot to get in, because you have to get the distal, right? And you want to be up like a probe, so you're going to have to pivot. So if you do an internal fulcrum, distal, buccal, mesial. Distal, buccal, mesial. And another thing you can do is have the patient close a little. There. See? So have the patient close a little bit, so you're closing the distance, so you don't have so far to go. Okay? So distal, buccal, mesial. Distal, buccal, mesial. Distal, buccal, mesial. Distal, buccal, mesial. Or that's anterior. But my fulcrum moves, right? It doesn't just stay in one place. Distal, buccal, mesial. Distal, buccal, mesial. Distal, buccal, mesial. See, my fulcrum is moving as I'm moving, right? It's not just stuck in one place. When you're stuck in one place and you have to move, it's like, okay, I can't get where I needed to get. Well, pick up your fulcrum and move it, okay? So if you're on the molar and your fulcrum is here, then you're going to move to the next molar and then to the premolar and then to the premolar. And if you want to move maxillary, you can, if that's what's comfortable for you, okay? Internal or external, whichever is more comfortable for you, okay?